Hi there. Welcome, welcome. Wake up and smell the coffee. I'm really happy to be back here again speaking to you guys and girls. I want to make sure I keep getting constant content out to you. Please look back at my other videos, like and subscribe. I keep giving you guys pieces of the puzzle, really good pieces of information to help you guys understand more about this world we live in and your very own life. I think that we can really start to get answers here, and I want to keep building this community. Email me. My email will be in the description. I want to build a community. I want to learn from you guys and girls, and I'm hoping that we can keep pushing each other and encouraging each other as we move forward in our own journeys. So I want to tell you a little bit more about myself, share something. I used to actually really be into health and fitness. I always wanted to exercise a lot, probably more for insecurity than any other reason. I used to always want to lift weights. Started when I was mid-teenager. I was a little guy, so I always wanted to try and eat more and weight train and get bigger and stronger. And that led me to want to, plus also I really didn't understand what career I would get into. I couldn't see anything that was fulfilling. Couldn't see anything that would that I was inspired to do, but helping people train and be healthy. I felt at least okay doing that. So I used to be a personal trainer in some really nice establishments. I used to have private clients. I held health counseling certifications. So I was fairly knowledgeable about nutrition and a wide array of health matters and exercising as well. So having said that, let me just tell you, and back in those days when I was a young teenager and in my 20s, I had no issues with discipline. I could eat pretty much how I wanted to eat in order to reach my goal, and I wouldn't stray from it. I could just stay on an eating regime and do it. I did struggle, to be honest, with the exercise and being 100% strict to adhering to my program. But maybe that was a good thing. But as I got older, I really saw a profound change. And so let me just look back into say, look, I haven't really worked out properly in 5 years, easy. Not at all, pretty much in 5 years. And also, I've struggled with my discipline with eating. I just haven't cared about my own health. And I got to look a little more deeper into the reasons for that. Let's just look at, for example, in the past, say 6 months ago, for whatever reason, I started to really go off the tracks and eat real bad, eating whatever I wanted. I mean, I could buy whole pies, meaning like a dessert pie, eat a whole pie in one day, as well as all my meals, plus consuming some candy bars, maybe some chips, right? I wasn't a soda drinker, but I was eating crazy. I'm just that type of guy where I really don't put on weight, so it doesn't look too bad on me, but I was eating terrible. My health has been really bad. I've had I'm just whining to you guys. I've had a hernia for 8 months now, maybe more. I've had really bad sciatica for the past 2-3 months. So I haven't been walking well. I haven't been able to run and exercise at all. But anyway, we get impacted by health. I am getting a little older now. But where I used to be able to maintain a diet, I no longer can. I'm now eating healthy and strict again. I feel like I'm over the hump and I'm going to do better. Now, why am I talking about this? Okay, because I really want to start driving some things home to all of you. Now, I was eating really terrible and eating bad. It wasn't an issue with me before. I've had times where I'm always going to be honest with you people now, okay? For around 20 years, I was smoking weed. For, let's say, maybe the past 10 years, heavy, going through spells where I'd smoke weed every day. And I would never do that going to work. I was disciplined to do that. But when I came home in the evening, I might spark something up as soon as I get home and then continue to smoke throughout the night. And that was really bad. And I got a lot of people to apologize for doing that, since though I lived with children in my family. And I haven't now smoked for whatever it is, 8+ years, 8+ months. And I really believe I'm over the hump of that, the hump with that. And I don't want to continue doing that. I'm in a whole nother direction now. I'm encouraging you guys to look at your bad habits and start rectifying that. Okay. So I want to basically start getting into perhaps why we stray and we start doing some really negative things. Why do we do things? And I've got another short out there, some more content out there talking about this. Why do we do things like smoking, drinking alcohol often, smoking every day, people, right? A pack a day. What else are we doing? Recreational drugs, hard drugs, overeating. If we're not overeating, are we eating competently? Are we eating all the time out at establishments where we shouldn't be eating that type of food? We're constantly drawn to doing these things which are harming us, okay? These unhealthy foods are poison. We get enough poison from our water supply out the faucet, out the tap, right? We get enough poison from the air we breathe. We get enough poison from all of the pesticides and chemicals put into our food and onto our food, and then we're consuming it. We are being bombarded everywhere, okay? So why do we continue to keep adding to that and doing really bad things to ourselves? You'd think that you'd be able to stop, but I know most of us are doing this. Okay, look at this. Okay, I was real tired, but I really wanted to make sure I got this done. I had a little shot of coffee, and I'm going to talk about that too. And what did I do? I took one. But you know what? I've been really good. When I go to work, I used to maybe do 3, 4, 5 coffees at work, and then maybe come home and do a coffee at home. Nuts. Okay, so I've stopped. Now, maybe I'll have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and then I'll do some, maybe a tea after that. All right. Today, I had a little coffee right now just to give me a pick-me-up. I want to give you guys my best. I want to give you some energy. So I did that. But look, I really want to start talking about what's happening in the world we're living. You have to start seeing things for really as they are. All right? Keep looking at my other videos, see what I'm telling you, and do your own research. Have your own minds and find out everything for yourself. Now, I want to start talking to you about mind control. All right. I've mentioned this before, this website, planetmindcontrol.com. I'm kind of pushing it because some guys that I look at and follow, I think one of their friends created that movie. Go to planetmindcontrol.com, put in your email address, submit it, and you can watch the movie for free. All right. But it really gives you a nice grounding and foundation on what we're talking about. And this is what's happening. Okay. Look, as humans, I'm human, you're human. I'm starting to understand really what I am and what it's like. We're just an organism that is bombarded all day long with things we perceive, right? Through our perceptions, the taste, the smell, the sounds, the light waves hitting us, tactile, our touching senses, right? We're bombarded all day long with perceiving the information, and we absorb it. We're sponges, and we react and start forming our reality and our ideas by what we're bombarded by, okay? Now that seems very physical, all of those things, but it's really true. And we can be led and directed by the information we receive and we perceive. Okay, so planetmindcontrol.com, go there and watch the movie. Now, it's going to start really helping you to understand what's going on and why maybe we do the things we do. Why am I drinking 5 coffees a day? You know, why are we turning to alcohol? Why do we go out? When I was a younger guy, I used to drink a lot. Sometimes we'd get drunk. I'd get drunk bad. I did some really irresponsible, stupid things, and it was damaging my body, and we still do it. And a lot of you will be out there doing it. I'm not trying to preach to you, and I'm definitely not judging anyone, but I'm just coming to you with the angle of start being aware of what you're doing. If you think you need to make changes, do it. And let's help each other. Comment on these videos. Give me your feedback, and I want you to help teach me too. All right, push me, keep pushing me further and further. Now, we have a subconscious and we have a conscious mind. In our conscious everyday mind, the things that we're aware of and we think they are intelligible to us, the things we're hearing and the things we're seeing, and we're thinking about it and we're aware of it. We could get bombarded with a lot of things. I forget the real details of it, but I think like something like every second, your conscious mind can absorb maybe like 150 to 200 things. And then, of course, you've got your subconscious mind where now it becomes really prolific. The ability and the way in which you can be controlled through your subconscious is really profound. Compared to like 150 to 200 things per second that you can take in through your conscious mind, you can subconsciously take in thousands of things that trigger and lay a seed in you. Thousands of things a second. All right. And so this is happening. So I want you to understand that there's not anything around you that is being controlled, that is being done in order to control everything that you're doing, the choices you make, your buying choices, the way you treat people, the things you do, whether it's drugs, whether it's drinking coffee, right? It's been completely planned out by people. They've thought about it, and there's a massive structure around us that is trying to maneuver you and form your opinions and form your thoughts. Okay, do your own research on this. This is happening, and I'm here to help you. And you're stuck with me, because I'm going to go over many subjects and deep things, and some of it's going to be challenging. All right. Now, in this planetmindcontrol.com, the Planet Mind Control movie, it really got into a lot of detail about what's happening, okay? And it's all through suggestion. A lot of it is through suggestion, through the things that we perceive, billboards, magazine articles, on the print, what we're reading, what we're seeing, the brands that we see, the movies and the TV shows that we watch, right? Our music, the lyrics, the covers of their albums, all right? It's all to suggest stuff to you and control you. And so there was an example of a magician who was on a favorite TV show, and that magician was able to predict what the person would write, the image they would write on a piece of paper, and the time that they would predict on the clock, right? He was able to predict all of that just from meeting the guy for like 10 minutes. And it was all through suggestion. They had this guy, through making that person quickly watch a 2-minute video of the magician talking about him and why he was on the show. He had implanted in those 2 minutes suggestive suggestions in there, image suggestions And you have to do it a certain amount of times, like 5 or more times, and then that person will probably go to that image. And he was able to predict the image that guy would draw on a piece of paper before he drew it, and predict what time he would say on the watch before he told him the time. And he predicted it, and it was all through the power of suggestion. All right, so that's how humans work. All right, we absorb stuff, we see things, and we copy it. We learn things, look at, our parents, what we see people doing. All right. We repeat what is happening in the society around us, on our movies, on the TVs. All right. It's all implanted into us, but ways of behavior, and we repeat it. We start playing out the same patterns. That's how it works. Right. And this happens all throughout our entire lives. Our parents teach us and suggest stuff to us. Our peers, our friends, going into school at the youngest ages, right? We might as well call them, as everyone does, a lot of people do, indoctrination camps. Because what are they really teaching us, people? Okay? They're teaching us a lot of lies. I might get a lot of feedback telling me that they're teaching a lot of good stuff and it's vital. I'm going to start arguing and pushing back against that. All right. I don't know how good our school systems are and if they're really doing anything good for us, to be honest. I think more than anything, it's more indoctrination and programming us to go out into the world and be a robot and do exactly as the controllers want us to do things. If you think I'm wrong, then you tell me, all right? But that's the way I'm leaning, and I got a lot of reasons why I think that the world is like this and why it's happening. And we're going to keep going down these rabbit holes, and we're going to keep figuring out why that's happening, all right? So, and you know where I've been going with it, because I've got real dark a lot, and I've even started going into scripture. And look, it's all about a spiritual realm that we're really in. People aren't really perceiving the life around them, but it's very spiritual. We're more impacted from somewhere that's very different to this physical realm we're stuck in. And you guys give me more feedback. Tell me what you're thinking about it, okay? I got some notes here, so I'm going to look down a little bit. I should rehearse and structure things better. I don't edit anything. I got my big boy Rex led next to me. He's probably not going to get in the frame. My girl Zilla is asleep in the cage, so she's not going to butt in today. But I don't edit stuff. I show stuff raw to you, and that's the way I want it to be, okay? I'm never going to lie to you, and I'm just going to keep this real simple, okay? So look, I do think that there is a massive agenda around us, period. And it's to keep us dumbed up, subdued, unhealthy, and sick, and totally dependent. On who? Okay, we'll figure that out together. Whoever those controllers are, all right? And that's pretty much the way it is, right? These people, were the architects of this and who are maneuvering all of this, are expert. Do not underestimate the enemy. Don't underestimate who is doing this to us. They are expert in this, and they're expert in black magic and the spiritual realm. Okay, do your own research. It's amazing. This life we're living is like the craziest movie of all time. We're so lucky to be here right now. All right, so keep joining, subscribe, and share this. I want to build this community, and we've got work to do together. That's why I'm here with you guys now, doing this all the time, because there's work to be done, and I'm doing it. All right, so these guys are expert. They're expert in all of the social engineering that's going on. All of it. Pulling the puppet strings. They are expert in all that social engineering. And they attack our children. Okay, our poor innocent children. Like I was just saying, all the time, as soon as you start going to school, the children's books even, the harmless things I thought I was playing to my kids and that was played to me, Disney movies, whatever else, all these things we pop our little babies in front of and sit down and say, watch this. It's all polluted with mind control and an agenda, period. Okay, that's what I know. If you want to argue back, please try and please teach me. But I just feel that's the way it is. So look, quickly going back, because I want to try and do this quick. I want to get this video done sooner. I normally talk for an hour. Once I get going, I love it. And I love talking to you guys too. But I know you guys don't stay to the end, and normally the real good important stuff is at the end. So keep watching all the way through to the end, please, of all of my stuff. Now, in this movie I was talking about, Planet Mind Control, there were 3 things that they outlined that the agenda was clearly pushing, and they gave an order of that. And they've done a lot of research and gave a lot of good reasoning as to why it was and all of that good stuff. I'm going to briefly highlight some of that. I hope that I'm not doing anything wrong by talking about that show, that movie, Planet Mind Control, but I'm giving it a big thumbs up. I'm promoting it. It's a great piece to look at and view and start learning from if you're not already, what's the word? See, it's getting late. If you're not already, don't have a good foundation and basis in this kind of stuff, go check it out. It was great. So look, there were 3 things that they were showing that movies, TV, the social engineers were really pushing. 3 things. There was a top thing, a second thing, and a third, okay? The third place, the number 3 thing that they were pushing was the weak male role model. Okay, they were laughing at and pushing out the image and the message that the male was weak. In other words, that he was not the strong leader of the household. He wasn't capable. All right, that was one of the massive things that they were pushing. You see it in a lot of the funny cartoons. You see it in a lot of the movies. The males are emasculated a lot now, dressing feminine. You've got the whole push for, transgender, all of that stuff. And there's been a massive push in politics and in a lot of the movements against that. They call it the male patriarchal system. All right, and it's been attacked now for a long time. In other words, the strong male, it's been attacked. They wanna push out the message of the weak male, the irresponsible, unintelligent male. Okay, and that's what they were showing males were like. Those are a lot of the male role models that are shown now. The males being silly and irresponsible, and maybe the females having to take charge and teaching the guy how to do it. And he's lazy, he's drunk, he's playing video games, all right? Instead of being what a male should be. That was the number 3 on the list, and they went into it very deeply. I'm just quickly touching on this. Number 2, what was the number 2 thing that was pushed the most? Alcohol. Along with that, I'd say drugs too. But alcohol is massively pushed in the social engineers' agenda. Okay? They're constantly suggesting it, giving those little suggestions in the movies. All the time when you're watching a TV show or movies, they're showing the people drinking, socializing. You can have 20 different bottles of booze, glasses, different types of alcohol in just one frame. All right. And in one shot, you can see 20 different alcohol things. Always the people celebrating, going out and having fun. What's linked with it? Alcohol. When they're socializing and eating, alcohol. All right. When they're at home and they're stressed and they're winding down from a tough day, alcohol. It's massively pushed. And what are they doing? They're just making it acceptable to us, planting those seeds, making it easier for you to adopt and use yourself. You know, even drugs, hard drugs. What is it that they show some of our most favorite actors doing? Snorting some coke in the bathroom, right? Whether it's drugs, weed all the time. And we're seeing massive influential figures doing that. The actors are massively influential. Seeing our role models, the people we idolize and adore in movies, TV shows, pictures in magazines, billboards, branding, right? It's that laying those seeds of suggestion. Next thing you know, you're doing it. I did it. I haven't drunk now for 8 months. I haven't smoked weed for 8 months. I don't think I'm ever going to again. I'm praying to our Father upstairs. I don't want to do that again. And I pray that I have the strength to never do it again. All right. So number 2 was drugs and alcohol, glorifying it, making it easy for people to do. Even if it's like, you remember there was that movie, what was it called, with Nicolas Cage, where he was the alcoholic who just went to Vegas to kill himself just drinking. I forget what it was called. Pretty good movie. Even when you see it as being damaging, whether it's the drugs damaging the person or alcohol, it's still laying that suggestive seed and it makes you do it. All right. The number one thing, drum roll please, the number one thing that was suggested in the movies and on TV shows and everywhere around us, coffee. That's why I was saying, and I did this, right? But I've already started to cut it down because I want you people to gain awareness. Go look at my other stuff. We got to stop poisoning ourselves. The enemy is wanting us to poison ourselves. I'm going to keep going down the rabbit holes with you and tell you, ultimately the agenda is they're depopulating the world and they want to kill you. Whether it's from arm pokes, arm spears, whatever else they're putting in the food, because they're putting that same stuff that's in all our food into insects that bite you, right? It's depopulation. They're basically killing everyone. Pure and simple. You may not believe it, but do your own research and comment, share this, and let's start talking about it. Let's get this more into the open, because we're talking about everything but the important stuff in this world. And I want to stop that. Coffee is the most suggested thing there is. Okay? All right? Now look, I want to just tell you something. What's the most number one coffee brand you're going to say? Everybody's going to say it, right? We all know what it is. Okay? Starbucks. We all know that. And it's everywhere. It's in most countries, right? It's international. It's absolutely everywhere. And I don't know if everyone knows, but I believe it started in Oregon. No, it started in Washington, right? And what does it have? It has a water goddess on its cup for everyone to see, a siren, a mermaid. There's a water demon on their branding. All right. Even with her, they're like, it's just the woman sat there with her legs right open at you, her tail wide open. All right. So the water goddess on there. I believe it started in Washington, right on the ocean. Just one store, and then it started getting going. There was maybe like 10 stores. It was still fairly small. Who invested and started seeding it, pushing it, giving it a lot of money, a massive injection of money, no doubt with a huge agenda already in mind to spread that, and started building that organization. None other than Bill Gates. Bill Gates Jr. and Father William. William Gates Sr. and Bill Gates Jr. were the investors who catapulted that everywhere to, I don't know what it is now, 50,000 locations all around the world. Why is Bill Gates, who's done nothing, and his family, done nothing but push Planned Parenthood, killing of children, aborting life, being involved in nothing but trying to destroy life? Why is it that he's pushed coffee everywhere? There's something to that. All right. So wake up, smell the coffee. There's something to that. That's the group. That's the people. That's the person. If you want to put names and faces to it, that catapulted the coffee product to its massive scale. And there will be a reason. People might argue that there's some health benefits of coffee. Maybe there are a few things, right? I think you can even maybe argue that a spot of alcohol does something good for your body when it goes in. But I think you'll find that ultimately, if you see the agenda pushing coffee like that and the people behind it, there is something nefarious going on. It's like the worst dystopian movie you imagine, right? In these old future sci-fi things where there's these like serums on every corner of the street that we're all addicted to drinking, and we're all drinking these, but really it's killing us. Okay, that's gotta be what the coffee's like. And then now you start looking at the food served in Starbucks. And I used to start eating there, me and my kids. We'd always get the breakfast sandwich right there. It's the most disgusting, fake egg, fake bread, fake everything, no doubt. It comes pre-wrapped. You zap it for a second in a microwave, bring it out, and it's meant to be food, but it can't be food, can it? So, all right, I'm bagging everybody. I'm going to end up getting people trying to do lawsuits on me. But remember, this is only for entertainment purposes. I'm not really thinking that there's a massive agenda where people are trying to kill us. But these massive organizations are not up to any good. And look, coffee's everywhere. They did a breakdown of one movie. That movie was the one that, just as an example, and look at the movies they're doing. They're always suggesting stuff to us. And I'm going to circle back to one I just saw just now, a new movie. There was a movie that the Obamas made, Big Mike, Michelle, and Barack Obama, president, their family. The Obamas made a movie called The End of the World, I think. And in that movie, there was thousands of coffee things. In each frame, you could see coffee grinder, percolator, espresso machine, 4 Starbucks coffee cups, constantly putting Starbucks and coffee all the way through the movie. There's a reason why, okay? They want you to be drinking coffee and to promote it and drink more of it. So it ain't going to be good for us. Do your research. I started looking just briefly, but there's tons of things that are not good with coffee, okay? Hypertension, right? No doubt. There's a few things listed here. I've lost it already. There's so many bad things with drinking coffee. Not able to sleep. High blood pressure, right? Tons of stuff is not good about coffee, all right? Heightened anxiety, yep, aggression, sleep disruption, digestive discomfort, right? There's tons of different things. And you'll see that it might be, high blood pressure. What's the thing that you release? I forget what it's called. But there's so many things where it disrupts your body. And it's kind of like weed. It seems mild, but it's probably really destructive. All right? So I was touching on all this stuff because I used to be considered like a healthy guy. There was a time I used to actually look really quite buff and look good and all that stuff. And look at where my life got to after working really hard for 15 years. I was pounding coffee. I didn't work out at all. I was unhealthy. I was doing terribly unhealthy things mentally and physically, right? And why is it that we get ourselves this way? From the social engineering around us and the suggestions, all right? That's why I'm just touching on this for you. And it's real. It's happening to you and it's happening to me, and we have to be aware of this, all right? Do not take lightly what I'm saying. This stuff is hyper real. This is happening to us all. And this is part of what our lives are about. We've been completely deceived and we've been taught to live a way that isn't real life. I don't see most of us, and myself included, doing anything that's that important. What I'm doing right now with you guys, I value, and it's really important. And I want everybody to start understanding what's going on in the world, and for us to move toward a way of living and being that is correct. All right? And I don't want to lose anybody, but I got to talk the right way. It's about being righteous and truthful, all right? And that's got to do with God. I want you guys to start researching your relationship with God, okay? All right? I'm not lying, and I'm not a fool, and it's not stupid talk, okay? This is a straight up guy that's seen a decent amount in the world, and I'm telling you how it is, because this is where all of the crazy stuff in the world has pushed me to where I am now. And it's taught me this, and taught me what is truthful and not truthful. So, like, subscribe, and hang in there. Stay with me, okay? Because it's good stuff. All right? So I gave you the 3 things that they're really pushing. And I want you to start seeing how this stuff is really real, okay? I'm going to take these little bits from that movie, Planet Mind Control, right? .com. There was a movie, again, I think this is Nicolas Cage. I just mentioned him earlier. Isn't that funny? And I see that dude a lot. He's everywhere. This guy, that new Spider-Man thing he's doing. Anyway, there was a movie called Gone in 60 Seconds. Angelina Jolie was in it. They were stealing cars and street racing and doing whatever they were doing, but it was all about stealing cars. Now, when that movie was released, car thefts on like the weekend after that movie was released skyrocketed everywhere, because that movie was all about car thieves. And in that week that it was released, and probably the week after, car thefts absolutely skyrocketed. They noted, this was in a city in Canada, I won't even mention it, but it rose, car thefts on that weekend of the release rose by 60%. It spiked. That's insane amount of increase in car theft. So you see how those seeds of suggestion affect us, okay? I'm going to also, 2 good movies that I liked, right? Top Gun 1 and 2. If don't even try to tell me that you didn't enjoy Top Gun 1, all right? With Tom Cruise. And what was the lady called? She was kind of sexy back then. Kelly McGillis? Anyway, that movie got everybody going. I know it did, right? So Top Gun and Top Gun 2 I liked. All right, as far as watching a movie and being a guy and watching fighter jets go around, I liked it, you know. I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but I did enjoy it, right? For that 2 hours of just forgetting everything and watching Top Gun 2. It was good. But you know what happens every time the Top Gun movies came out, the first one and then the second one? The enrollment rate for the Top Gun Academy by the pilots, it would raise by 600% when those movies came out. Okay? That's how we get suggestion. It works. It's just matter of fact. That's how we work as humans. We watch stuff, we get moved by it, we're emotional, we're programmable. And this is what happens, okay? So it's a real thing that's happening to us. And we need to be aware about all of this. We have to be aware of it. So I'm kind of might forget where I'm going here and there, right? But I'm not editing anything. So we know that it's happening. I'm going to delve deeper into a lot more subject matters, talking about a whole ton of stuff. I'm going to be doing an interview with my first guest real soon. Within 2 weeks, I'll get that done. I'm just starting to go through some notes. about that interview, but you're going to be getting my first interview soon. So subscribe, like, comment, and share, please. All right. Now, we need to start understanding this agenda. That's what I want to, hit home to you guys. Why is it that they're trying to destroy the male archetype figure, trying to talk us all into being weak and irresponsible, and where females should be trying to lead and not the males? And I'm not trying to negate and say anything against females. All right. We work together perfectly, and the female is vital in our society and in our world. But there is something about a man and the male that is the man and being male, okay? And I wrote this somewhere, right? But look, a man shouldn't be weak, irresponsible, unintelligent like they're trying to suggest, okay? The male archetype is to protect from and fight off evil. That's it. That's what a man, when you talk, what does the family expect when someone knocks at the door? All right. I grew up like that. My dad should answer. The man of the house should answer. All right. The real male archetype is to protect from and to fight off evil. A man should be capable, alert, wise, intelligent, have good judgment, discernment, and should be a guardian of good. Okay? That's kind of how I perceive a male to be. A good male should want to do all of that and will unquestionably do all of that. I'm a father of 2 girls. I have to do that to my girls. I think my girls would say that I would do that they know I would do that. And that's really what a male should be. And so we then got to ask ourselves, why are they pushing that weak male agenda, that weak male, those weak male role models? Why are they suggesting that? Well, they want to keep us, I think I said this earlier, right? Dumbed down, subdued, unhealthy, sick, and totally dependent, right? That's how they want to keep us. And what is it that a strong male does? So they don't want strong males in our society, because I just said it. What is it that a strong male should do? Protect from evil, fight off evil, right? They don't want characters in society that do that stand up for the weak, that protect from evil, right? They don't want that. That's why they're obviously doing that, trying to weaken the male role model in the households and in society. We're going to be a lot easier to control when the controllers are trying to do stuff to us, and there's not strong males that band together to fight off evil and keep it out of the village. Okay? That's what men were designed to do, and that's what we will do. We got to do it the right way, but we're definitely going to do it. So I think I hit most of the right points with that. I did. Yeah, I did. I told you about who was behind Starbucks, right? Because that was a surprise to me when I heard that the other week. And so there's obviously a reason why that's being pushed so hard. So wake up and smell the coffee. All right. Now, I'm not judging anybody if we're drinking alcohol, doing hard drugs even, doing terrible things for yourselves. But just start trying to connect to God, have a relationship with God. Start trying to do what would be the right thing. You got to come to terms with what the right thing is. I can't do it for you. All right. I can sit here all day long and keep saying this, and I will. But it's time for everybody to wake up Start taking responsibility of your own actions and start trying to do the right thing. Be the example. All right. So what are the things that you can do? The solution to the stuff that I've just been talking to you right here, the subject matter, right? Number one, start taking care of yourself. Get knowledge. Use what I've been doing right here as encouragement. Let it spark conversation with you and your friends. Start looking up where you can, or start reading. Start equipping yourself with good knowledge, good information. Start working out what places are poisoning you, what brands, what restaurants, what things you buy at the supermarket, what's not good for you. Start scratching those off your list. Replace it with good things, right? Right? Take care of yourself. Okay? We don't want disease and we don't want conflict in our society. You don't want conflict in your life. You need to be at peace, right? You need to be relaxed, stress-free, carefree, have great relationships with your family. Start learning how to do that. Look at my other content because I've been teaching you how to do that. But you have to start getting healthy. You can do that, right? You are in control to some extent because they're poisoning everything everywhere. Sorry to paint a dark picture to it, right? But a bleak picture. But that's what's happening. So get healthy, right? Be in control of what you're eating and drinking. Get rid of sodas immediately. Start being active. At the least, start going for a walk. If you've got dogs, great. Walk your dogs a little more, okay? Start walking. Every day, walk. And bit by bit, just do a little bit more. Get a little bit more capable, a little better every day, all right? Start weight training if you know how to. Start stretching, doing your body exercises, your calisthenics. Keep at it, all right? But you got to start putting some exercise into your world. You got to start eating correct. You got to start sleeping correctly. Get rest, the correct rest patterns. Wake up at the correct time. Go to bed at the correct time. Take care of yourself. And I'm guilty of this. Take hot baths when you want to, when you need to. Getting in the water is an amazing thing. So start utilizing all the things that can help you to feel better, okay? Look into good forms of stress relief, okay? And number one, which is why I'm doing this content, this video today, start being aware of the agenda, the mind control, the social engineering, the programming that they're doing to you. They're doing it to you. And I'm hoping that this highlighted to you how they're doing it a little more. And it's everywhere. You cannot escape it. From the minute you're born, you're under it. All right. And this is why I keep telling to you, this is more about a spiritual existence. It's more about a spiritual reality. And I want you to learn about it, challenge yourself, think outside of the box. To get the correct answers, you're going to have to start going against the grain and going against all the things you've been taught, where you've just had lie after lie after lie after lie after lie piled on top of you. All right. But stop the programming that's being done to you as best you can. Gain awareness. Stop watching the things that are going to be bad for you. All right. And I'm not judging you because we all do it. All right. But just be very aware. Okay. Don't fall for it. It's absolutely everywhere. I could go down this rabbit hole forever, but I'm trying to really keep this video shorter. So I'm going to make some more video content that is going to go linked with all of this, which I'd have carried on nattering to you guys about forever. But look, I just told you that this is more spiritual than people want to understand and want to accept. But I'm imploring you guys to start exploring and challenging yourself. It may be hard for you to start accepting certain things. It took me a long time and I had to battle through a lot. But I'll tell you, inside, even from the youngest age as a kid, it resonated with me. And I truly believed in all the things I believe in now. I always knew the world was magical. All of the craziest things are the fun things. Rex is kicking me. Like science fiction, monsters, the spiritual, all the stuff which kids love. I always believed in it, and it's real. And I'm going to go down the rabbit hole with all of it so much. Bear with me, okay? You're stuck with me because I'm telling you it's real. All the vampires, werewolves, giants, all this stuff, all of these old legends, the old nursery rhymes, all that stuff, it's based on fact, all right? So look, having said that, what was it I wanted to read? It was a very, very short scripture, okay? Because what have I been talking about? The mind control, and it's absolutely everywhere. It's everywhere. You can't turn around where the lies are bombarding you from the people you trusted, okay? It's just what's happened to the human family is an absolute travesty. We've been lied to, and it's absolutely everywhere. All right. So 1 John 5:19, and we know that we are. Sometimes I read it terrible, the Bible. Let me start again. I got to give this mad respect. 1 John 5:19. It's just 2 lines. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. Okay? It's this. I've found more truth in the scripture than anywhere. And I know that all of the answers are coming from there, because they're not coming from anyone here in mankind, our government, the organizations around us that you think are helping us. It's not coming there, okay? So just like it said, all right, first, oh God, have I lost it? I lost it. Oh boy, I just lost it. What was it? 5:19, 1 John 5:19. I really want to say it again because it's that important. And I did lose it, right? But this is so important, and I know it's dragging on, but this is what it's all about, okay? The mind programming, the control of you and your family, your little babies, is everywhere. And we got to be aware of it, and we got to stop it. So I'm going to read it again, 1 John 5:19, and we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. You lie in wickedness everywhere, all of it, the whole thing. That's what it's telling you. The whole world lieth in wickedness, okay? And that's what's programming you. That's what's making you drink coffee all day long, grab the donut, eat the junk food, to stay away from the healthy things, all the things that we know we should do. And for the past little while, I've been going crazy with myself, wondering why I'm doing it. And I'm telling you that a lot of it is going to be spiritual forces working on you, inside of you, making you do the wrong thing because you know better. So I just gave you the solutions. Start trying to be healthy, eat the right things, conquer, okay? Break those strongholds within your mind. Break them. Turn to God, offer it to the Almighty Father, and ask Him for help. And do the right thing. Start exercising. Drink a lot of water. Get rid of the things you don't need. Eat your vegetables. Eat your fruit. Eat good proteins, good fats. Start there. Get the rest you need. And then on top of that, what are we going to do? We want to live in happiness. We don't want to fall to the enemy and start doing what the enemy wants, which is pit us all against each other. Okay, so we're not going to do that. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to build community. We're going to be kind to our neighbors. We're going to be kind to strangers. Go out there, smile at somebody, spark up a conversation with a stranger, try to put a smile on a stranger's face. Let somebody see you genuinely smiling at them and connecting to them, okay? So look, I appreciate you all. Share this. Make sure you always watch my stuff to the end. Watch my other content. Like, subscribe, wake up and smell the coffee. And I'll see you guys again very soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one.